There are three ways to graph, and this is just the three main ways to graph. To be able to do this, there are three ways to graph, and one of the ways is simply the XY chart. It's the most common way. So if I give you a line to graph, and again, it could be anything, 3x plus 7 equals y. And if I give you an XY chart, you pick your domain or your input and find your range or your y. So if I pick -1, 0, 1, and 2, so 4 random numbers, and I substitute them in for x, so -1 times 3 is -3, -3 plus 7 would be 4, 0 times 3 is 0, 0 plus 7 is 7, 1 times 3 is 3, 3 plus 7 is 10, and then 2 times 3 is 6, 6 plus 7 is 13. And I'm going to go ahead and graph these points. So -1, 4, 0, 7, 1, 10. And I'm not going to graph 2, 13 just because it's off my chart. And then you can grab your ruler. Remember to extend the line, stretch it, and put arrows. That's one way to graph, is the XY chart method. The second way to do it is slope-intercept. Most people just call this y equals mx plus b. That's what slope-intercept is, because that's the slope, and that's the y-intercept. So if I had the same, well, let me do a -2x, -2/3 x plus, no, I don't care, 2. So m is -2/3, and your y-intercept is 2. So you start at your y-intercept at 2, which is, again, on your y-line at 2, and then you're going, from that point, you go down 2 over 3. Down 2 over 3. And then you can do as many points as you want, and then you would grab your ruler. Don't forget to stretch the line, extend it, put arrows, and that's graphing by the slope-intercept method. Another way of doing it is the x and y intercept method. If I had something like 3x plus 2y equals 12, and I wanted to make an XY chart, but I only want to plug in a specific number. In this case, I want to plug in 0. Plug in 0 for x, and I'm going to end up 0 times 3 is 0, and then I'm going to be left with 2y equals 12, well, which means y equals 6. And if I graph that point, 0, 6, notice it crosses the y line at 0, 6. So if I plug 0 in for x, it actually gets me my y-intercept. If I plug 0 in for y, 0 times 2 is 0, and then you have 3x equals 12, x will end up being 4. So if I graph this, 4, 0, and this happens to be my x-intercept. And then, of course, you can grab your ruler. And graph that line as well. Those are the three main methods to graph a line.